By bringing people together, we create a space for people to be heard and seen. We enjoy listening to each other and hearing each other's stories. We're able to use creativity, advocacy, to bring ideas to the table and to really be able to hear what the community want.
You have to have endless curiosity. You have to be interested. You have to be endlessly engaged and never assume. And you know, that is hard to do, but it's really important.
By giving food, by sharing something, we get a huge amount back from the community in return. New projects begin, conversations happen, ideas escalate, and that just comes from the seed of creating a generous environment.
Hospitable Environment is a community arts and wellbeing organisation proudly based in Newhaven. It works with people to explore what it takes to build sustainable, healthy, connected communities, often using food and creativity as a means of bringing people together and exploring those themes.
We have found that by bringing people together around food and creativity, very basic universal languages, people can relax, connect with one another, intergenerational conversation can happen. It's a very kind of informal setting, so there's lots of powerful conversations going on, but in a very subtle way.
Making it happen, in essence, is about working with people to tap into the things that they care about, to tap into their passions and their interests, to explore the things that they would like to do for themselves or that they would like to change, and then taking small steps to kind of make those changes by connecting them up with other people, with places, with resources, and the things that will support them or help them to make that change.
We started off with the bread oven, bringing people together around the bread making table for strangers to become companions through making and breaking bread together. This led to Soup and Social, a community meal and conversation.
We just put out an open invitation to the community, not knowing what to expect, and 70 people turned up to that first one. So from there we realised that people wanted to come together, and that began to escalate.
This has led to us doing events around celebrating Sussex's cultural past, present and future. We've run lots of workshops. We're really passionate about youth engagement.
So every event we do has an element of food, an element of creativity, and we'll ask the community to come together and participate, and they do every time really generously. So this exhibition, The People's Plan, is an escalation of something we did with the collab at the University of Sussex a couple of years ago, where we began to ask people of Newhaven what they would like to see in order that we could, take that to town planners really, and that people's voices would be included in the planning process.
The idea has been that we have a map of Newhaven and we ask people to dream big, what do you want to see here, and to actually make that and put that on the map. By doing that, there's a process that's happening where people are using their imagination to problem solve, then they're actually physically making something to add to the map and getting some satisfaction. Collaboration and co-creation is at the heart of the practice that we do as Hospitable Environment. We want to co-create alongside other people because we feel like the experts of a place, let's say for example Newhaven, are the people that live and interact in Newhaven. And by co-creating something, it's much more powerful and it has much more energy behind it. And then we can really take it as a piece going forward and think, okay, this is actually a collective vision, so let's try and work towards that. So one of the things from the exhibition is that we made a people's purse, and within that we made our own currency, the pineapple pound. So the pineapple pound is of the value of whatever anybody wants to spend on whatever they want to spend. And it's actually about giving that power and inviting them to think, okay, with £1,000, what could I do? Let me plant some trees, let me invest back into a community meal, let me invest into a cinema club.
So we've got all these ideas behind me that people have come up with about what they'd like to see in the town. And the other part of the exhibition has been about the work we've been doing over the last 3 years. This is an arrival point that's taken 3 years to get to, with different workshops and elements of our work building into this exhibition.
So we hosted a knowledge exchange exploring how does creativity and connected communities impact into healthier lives. This was a really interesting topic to bring to the table because often people believe that physical health and well-being is more important than mental health and well-being. And actually we take a holistic approach and we're advocating for a holistic approach.
We've spoken at other events, but we've never hosted one ourselves. And that brought together a number of people working in creativity and community. Talent Accelerator, who've enabled us to have young people working alongside us, people working in community engagement at Towner and Eastbourne, academics at the university that we've been working with, other grassroots organisations who we respect. And it was wonderful to bring them into this space and have an open conversation about the power of creativity and building community.
Too often, the agenda has already been set. And I think actually if we're going to have a genuine collaboration between services and the system with communities, the system has to get better at listening. An event like the People's Knowledge Exchange, it feels like a really important step in terms of, you know, creating a space where you have people from different parts of the system kind of coming together to have conversations, to actually listen to each other and kind of start to find that common ground and that common understanding of, you know, we're all working to the same objectives. A programme like Making It Happen and an organisation like Hospitable Environment, they are absolutely crucial in terms of illustrating the power of community-led change. It isn't necessarily the answer to everything, but I think we will never have services or a system that really responds to communities until you've got this kind of community action, people making changes for themselves that then informs the bigger things, you know, the opportunities for people to actually shape the services that they need in their area.
Grassroots organisations do a huge amount to foster community connection and cohesion. They do it better than anyone really because we're from the community, so we are building trust all the time with our community. We meet each other in the street. When we come together in an event, we're already building on something that's gone before. So I think lots of people working in this way at a very grassroots level are hugely contributing to a social network that makes us all feel much more connected to where we live.
We really believe in the power of creativity and connected communities to lead to healthier and happier lives. We've been exploring that with the community, and we really feel that over the past 3 years, our journey is advocating for this way of working, and also we're getting the feedback from people saying, I love this, can we come back again? Children don't want to leave, people are bringing their whole families, and so it's been a really incredible experience.